Today we will be talking about scale. And scale means how maybe a representation of an object relates to the size of the actual object. So one of the representations we might look at is a map. If you have a map of, say, Indiana, map might be this big. And the distance when you measure between two cities might be a couple centimeters or a couple inches. But we know that those cities are miles and miles apart. And we use what's called a scale to compute that. So some examples of scale are here, 1 to 20. So 1 unit to 20 units, whatever that might be. 1 inch to 20 inches means on my drawing, 1 inch represents 20 inches in real life. Here it might say 1 centimeter to 1 meter. So this is my drawing or my representation. So if I measured 1 centimeter, it might equal 1 meter in real life. Or maybe here, a 1/4 inch is equal to 1 foot, meaning if I measure, say, a 1/2 inch, I would get 2 feet in actual length or distance. So let's look at, say I have an object and it measures 8 centimeters, or the drawing of an object equals 8 centimeters. But I know the object itself is 48 meters long. So we want to know what the scale is. We want to come up with something like this. So here's what we do. 8 centimeters is to 48 meters. So this looks like a ratio. We are going to create a proportion. We want to find out what is it when you have 1 centimeter. So here is what we were trying to find. If we cross multiply, 1 times 48 is 8. 8 times x equals 8x. We divide by 8, x equals 6. So my scale here, 1 centimeter, is 6 meters. We just calculated the scale. Now let's use a scale. So say we have a map. Our scale says every 1/4 inch is 2 miles. So I have 2 cities, A and B. And when I measure them, it is 1.75 inches. So I want to calculate what is the distance in miles in real life are those 2 cities apart. So I'm going to first start with my scale. So a 1/4 is 0.25. So 0.25 inches is 2 miles. Then I have what I actually measured, 1.75 inches. And I want to find out how many miles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply. 2 times 1.75 is 3.5. And then I multiply 0.25 times x. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 0.25. I'm left with x over here. 3.5 divided by 0.25 is 14. So what is that 14? That is the distance in miles between those 2 cities. So 14 miles. So now we will go and practice scales.